Hello and welcome to another episode of My Sixth Grade Life. In this video, what you see is the students working on an activity called Best Question. In Best Question, what the students and I have been doing is we've been working on a new reading strategy, the reading strategy of questioning, and how we can use questions to help us get a deeper understanding of the text. So the students have learned about level 1, level 2, and level 3 questions. Level 1 questions are questions that have one answer and they are right in the book. Level 2 questions have an infinite number of answers, and what they do is they take you, the reader, and they put you into the book, they put you in the character's shoes, and it simply asks what you think, what you feel, or what you would do in a certain situation. And then level 3 questions take situations from the book and it pulls them out and it asks you to apply it into your own life. And using this reading strategy, it really helps the students to analyze the story, analyze the plot and the characters, and to really get a deeper understanding of the story that we're reading. So we've been currently, as I said, reading the book Freak the Mighty. So what you see in this video is the students playing Best Question, where they work in small groups to ask each other their questions and to determine what they think the best discussion question would be. They then take those questions and they become the teacher, and they get up and they get to ask their question to the class while the class responds to their questions. So enjoy another look into my sixth grade life and enjoy this video of the students participating in Best Question.
Okay guys, here's what I just came up with.
You got a question now?
Yeah, I just made one. If you were Max, would you have gone to the pond?
If I had to get away from Tony D, I probably would. But if there's a way to go around the pond, I'd definitely.
Max and Freak get bullied by Tony D. Have you ever had a bully, and if so, how did you handle it?
What level is that? What level question is that?
Level 2, can you put you in
It doesn't put you in the book.
So then level 3.
It's pulling this idea of them getting bullied, and it's pulling that out of the book, and it's asking you to apply it to your own lives. So that's a level 3 question. Did you guys talk about that answer yet?
No,
You should talk about it in small group and then start deciding who's got the best question.
If you were Max, what would you do if Tony D came up to you?
Okay. Ann, what do you guys say?
I would probably just see what he wanted, and then if he started bullying me, I would probably knock him out.
Remember, his nickname is what? So he carries a knife. Yeah. So how are you guys determining who's got the best question?
So far 3.
So you've had 3 people ask the question about what would you do to deal with Tony D? Okay. Keep going.
I've never been bullied.
In the book was the 4th of July. Do you like the 4th of July? Why or why not?
So that's another what level? What level is that? Level 3.
We have a level 2 and a level 3.
Let's hear your level 2. Let's hear your level 2.
If you were Max or Freak, what would you do if Tony D started chasing you?
Okay. What's your level 3?
Have you ever faced a bully? If so, what did you do?
All right. I think a lot of groups are coming up with very similar questions. All right. Make sure you have a couple so in case someone else steals your question.
And then
You're going to read your question and then you go ahead. You're the teacher. You call on people to answer it.
Have you ever faced a bully? If so, what did you do?
Can I add something to that question? Because right now, if you have never had to deal with a bully, does that question apply to you? No. So this is an example of what kind of a question, a level 2 or a level 3? This is a 3.
Yeah.
We're pulling something from the book out of the book and we're asking to apply it to your own lives. So ask the question again, and I'm going to add another part to it. Because I'm going to show you how you can add another part to this question to make it apply to everyone. Go for it. Read your question.
Have you ever faced a bully? If so, what did you do?
And how would you handle a bully if you ever had to deal with a bully? See how by adding that second part, now everybody can apply to that, right? Because now we're going to ask, all right, maybe not everybody's had to deal with a bully. So let's go ahead and ask the question that, how would you deal with a bully if you ever had to? Okay, raise your hand so you can answer her question.
Ziva.
teacher or a adult that is nearby.
If it was just happening to me, I wouldn't really do anything, but if anyone does it to my family or something, like my little sister or something,
I have avoid, and I usually tell an adult or tell them to stop.
I never did that with a bully, but I would probably agree with you. I would probably tell a teacher or tell them to stop, but if they throw things at me, I'd probably beat them up.
Okay, you're the teacher, so you get the final say.
So, yes, I have dealt with a bully.
Uh-huh.
And when I did, I asked my parents for advice.
In the book, it's the 4th of July. Do you like the 4th of July? Why or why not? Brody.
I do because I like the fireworks.
I do because fireworks are really cool to watch and cotton candy.
I don't because I don't like fireworks. They're too loud.
I love the 4th of July because I like fireworks and the parties at least.
I love the 4th of July because I like watching the field parties.
I agree with Brody because typically when we do go to see the fireworks, I get to see my god sisters.
I love the 4th of July because the fireworks are loud and it lasts 20 minutes because it's like $1,000 of fireworks that they buy.
I agree with Maddie because I love the parties for the food and I like watching fireworks. I think the noise is cool because nobody gets to talk.
I don't like the 4th of July because there are always a lot of people. It's very loud. And usually there are a lot of vendors there that will make you want to buy things. So.
Would you go by yourself to see the fireworks like Max did? Why or why not?
No, because I need a parent with me.
I would because I'm independent and my mom wouldn't care. Probably.
I would because I think of myself as responsible and independent, but I don't think my mom would let me because she's very protective.
I would because if I was able to bring a friend like Max and Kevin, I think we'd have fun and buy cotton candy and eat and watch fireworks and eating's fun.
I would because my mom wouldn't care as long as I brought a friend.
Final say. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree with Mary.
Do you think that the cop car was actually coming for Tony D?
I think it might have just been fake.
What if her dad got me?
I was Tony D chasing Max in heaven.
Tony D was chasing Max and I did fireworks for
Federal is really famous thing from a food cart because they were talking about it in the chapter.
Probably.
So they bought lemonade from the food cart. What would you guys buy? What level question is that?
That's 3.
3. You're pulling something out of the book and asking, you apply it. You're like, they bought a lemonade. If you were going to buy something from a food cart at fireworks, what would you buy? What is the question that's got this group in such an uproar?
Why is Max's dad called
To think about it, his mother's dead.
Okay.
I mean, the mother's dead.
You're right,
so
but listen.
what if he killed the mother?
Listen, that's one of those great reader questions that you should be thinking about. But is that a great discussion question? No, because all we can do is speculate. All we can do is take random guesses. All right? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that what you guys are thinking about is very good. It's what good readers will do. But our goal is to look for that best discussion question. So keep looking. No, you haven't had an opportunity to talk about them all yet. Cameron's over there. He might have some doozies. So keep going.
My question is, what would you do if Tony D was chasing you? Explain that.
Okay, so if you were Max, what would you do if Tony D was chasing you? What level is that? Is it a level 2 or a level 3 question?
I think a level 3.
You're going to need to look at your nose.
Level 2.
Yes, why? Where does it put you?
It puts you in the book.
Very good. Remember, level 2s, Josh, put you in the book. Your question puts us in Max's shoes. So it's a level 2 question. It's a good one. The last chapter, you blew us away with your simple question. Who would you rather be, Max or Kevin? That's a good discussion question. Your question, while it is awesome, and it's a question that we want to ask, It's a question that we can't answer yet. We need more clues still. Does that make sense? Okay, so with that in mind, keep going with your conversation and seek out the one that you think will get the best. Again, you're looking for opinions from everybody else in the group. All right? You with me? Again, and keep in mind, that question that he asked yesterday, okay, that's the kind of thing that gets really good conversations going. Do you guys have a best question?
Yes.
Yes, and we also have a backup question, just in case somebody already asked the question.
Do you guys have your best question yet?
Yes, and it's what would you do if you get chased me?
All right, now do you have a backup question?
Mine is, what would you do if a gang was chasing after you? It's kind of similar, but
It is maybe almost too similar.
yeah.
What would you do if Tony D was chasing you?
Listen to Kevin, and I'd probably run to the pond.
I'd also listen to Kevin, but I'd probably grab my phone out and start recording just in case like anything happened to me.
Probably listen to Kevin, but I'd also be terrified of the insect, but I'd just jump as far as possible.
I would probably try fighting Tony D.
You get the final say. You're the teacher.
I would run into a big crowd.
And say help.
Kevin and Max bought lemonade. What would you buy at a food cart?
Cheese fries.
Cotton candy.
What okay?
Fried dough.
Nachos or cheese?
Okay, Carter, you get the final say.
Cheese fries.
If you saw Tony D bullying Kevin and Max, what would you do?
This is a great question. Okay, I love this because it connects to your SEL curriculum. Okay, in this case, we're a bystander. If you saw Tony D bullying Max and Kevin, what do you do? That's an awesome question.
I would tell that someone was bullying.
Instead of grabbing like an adult, I'd grab a police officer because, as it said, all the dads were drunk. All the police and then went away, so I don't have to deal with that.
I'd tackle Tony D.
I agree with Sarah, but I would also try and keep distance.
I'd call the cops and try to restrict Tony D.
I'd probably go get a police officer.
All right, thank you. That was a good question. Go for it.
How would you feel if Kevin was directing you like a horse?
Okay, so we're Max. So if you were Max, how would you feel if Kevin was directing you?
I'll listen to him and run straight into the pond and swim at the end.
I'd listen to him because he'd be a lot smarter than I would be if I was Max.
I would be a little weirded out at first, but then I know he was smart, so I just do exactly what he says, jump into the pond, whatever.
I would scream at him to stop pulling my hair.
I'd do the same thing as Maria.
I would also listen to him.
All right.
Alright, you got one right turn, so yeah, one.
I had, what would you do when Freak and Matt went to the fireworks alone? And it was a level 2 question because I'm bringing you into the book.
Like how they feel.
How they feel about going alone.
So how would you feel about going to the fireworks alone? I like that. That's a good one.
How would you act to Tony D and his gang?
Let them answer it. How would you react to Tony D and his gang?
I would like just run away. I would stick up for myself.
How? That's what you think about it. Think on it, because that's really. I mean, it's how. This is the big conflict that they have to deal with in this chapter. Is dealing with Tony D and his gang. How do you deal with people like that? All right. So then go on and ask your next question. Who's got another good one?
I said, if you were Max at the fireworks, how would you have helped Kevin?
That's a good question. How would you help?
I would let him on my shoulders, or I would let him kind of like do his own thing on my shoulders. Like, say he wanted to watch the fireworks, but from a higher point of view, I would have went on my tiptoes while he was on my shoulder.
I would tell Kevin, watch out, there's a chance of Tony D like holding you, so you should watch out.
Okay. Is that what you were talking about, or were you talking about helping him see the fireworks?
How would you have Kevin watch the fireworks?
Okay, so send it back to him. Say thanks, Jacob, but I was referring to seeing the fireworks.
Thank you, Jacob.
If that's the answer, I would let Kevin up on my shoulders or help him get to the front of the crowd
Okay.
so he can see the fireworks.
After the fireworks, the cops usually roll, like it said in the past, that it rolls around to see if there's no more drunk people there.
I agree with that too, but yeah.
What was the question? I missed the question.
Do you think the cop car was coming for Tony?
He was in juvie court 3 or 4 times.
So it could have. Yeah, like the cop car could have been coming for them. Or maybe it was both.
After they were rolling around, they probably saw Max and Kevin trapped in the pond. So like they went to go and help them. Probably didn't see Tony D and Shane after.
I have another question. What will you do when Tony D is chasing you with a knife?
Good question. What would you do if you...
I just added the knife.
Probably that at the same time.
What if you didn't have your phone with you at the time and you had to do something else, like provide?
I love your follow-up questions.
Yeah, I gave her one as well.
You got the making of a teacher in you.
I am as tall as a teacher.
You are. You're taller than me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. You guys are doing a good job. I'm going to go check in with the other groups. What do you think your best question is? Remember, we're looking for the best discussion question.
What would you do if you came across Tony and his gang?
All right. See, now that's a really popular question today because that's kind of the biggest thing that happened. Do you have a backup question in case somebody steals that one on you guys?
Yes.
What's your backup?
Did you ever have to deal with a bully? If so, how did you deal with it? Or if a bully was bullying you, what would you do?
I like that too.
I would say, you want to fight, man? And I would punch him really hard.
So you confront him.
Yeah, or if I had to punch, I would chuck it at his forehead or stomach.
What do you think the result of that action might be?
Maybe.
So if you chose to punch, are we talking about Tony D and dealing with Tony D?
Tony D.
If you punch Tony
Probably
D,
Max would get arrested or got punished.
okay.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm wondering if, thinking about the consequence, would you still try to punch him? Or would you say, maybe.
Maybe.
You know what though? Listen, you know, Jacob, that's a good answer.
Okay.
Maybe I might still punch.
Hello, it's Pencil Jam.
All right, do you guys have a best question so far?
I just created another one.
Well, I'm asking, did you guys pick your best question?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
you have 30 seconds. Pick your best question. Stand up and read your question, and you guys listen and answer.
What will you do if Tony D is chasing you with a blade or a knife?
Shoot him out, and if he's paying attention to the pond and not paying attention to what's behind him, I would push him in the pond and start running.
What if the other part of the gang saw you and grabbed you before you pushed them?
Digit.
Would you be able to do it?
I would push one and try to run fast.
I would run to a cop. What if the cop didn't want to help you? What would you do?
He has to help me.
Well, I would run and try to. Well, first I would pick up Kevin, and then I would run as fast as I can, and then try to lose him. And if I was around a cornfield or anything, I would run into the cornfield and find a spot and hide, and then sit down and wait for him to pass, and then I would go somewhere else.
Try to get out there as fast as I can. And I'm kind of like a fast runner, so I could probably outrun them. And if I couldn't, I would just play dead.
This is your question. You're the teacher. You can have the final say. You can respond to something you heard or answer your own question.
I like how Aubrey said that she would run in the
corn maze, but if there's other people in the corn maze and they're loud, he probably would think you went in there to find people to come tell.
Did you ever have to deal with a bully? Or if you didn't, how would you act?
So how would you deal with a bully is what you're asking?
Yes.
All right. How would you deal with a bully in your own life? Go ahead, you calling people.
I would, so if the bully's like bullying one of my best friends, I would go get the teacher. And if the teacher didn't do something, I would go get the principal.
First tell a teacher, and then if they didn't do anything, I would tell the principal. If he or she doesn't do anything, then I'll tell my parents, because normally my parents say if the teacher or principal didn't take care of anything, they said I can deal with it myself.
If it was at the start, I would wait another day, and if they're doing it again, I would tell the teacher, and if she talks to them, but the boy didn't talk, I would go to the principal.
If Tony D was messing with me, I would have ignored him at the first time, but if he keeps ignoring me, then I'll go get a principal. And if he bullies me on the streets, then I go get a cop.
Okay, you get the final say. How would you deal with a bully?
I like how Jacobs and I think Rachel and Jocelyn said that that they would get to a teacher, but what if a teacher didn't do anything?
Good question. Hopefully your teachers will do something.
Yes.
You tell me I'll do something.
If you were maxed up the fireworks, how would you have helped Kevin?
I would have gotten Kevin, set him down, told him to go get someone to help us, and I would have dumped in the pond for a diversion.
Rachel, I would do like how Max did in the story. Pick up Kevin, put him on my shoulders, and walk around, try to swerve his gang, Tony D's gang.
I would like pick Kevin up, put him on my shoulders, and go find like a spot.
And probably put him on my shoulders until I find something to make him see better, and then we could both
What was the question?
Would you fight Tony D?
Huh?
Matthew
Okay.
gave it.
And?
I say no.
I say yes.
It said that it looks like he's sharpening his teeth in juvie.
Yeah.
I say no.
It said that he might have a gun or a weapon.
I wouldn't want to play his whole game.
Well, that would be my next one. What do you think would happen if you fought Tony D?
His gang would have probably fought me, and they would have probably shot me.
Yeah, so you think about what would the ultimate outcome be. All right,
Okay.
let's hear your question.
Why does it take Grandma so long to let Max go by himself?
I don't really think it's a bad.
I don't know. Maybe because he never had no one else to go with, and maybe now that he's getting older, she's allowing him to.
I know, but like, he's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Just because he's tall doesn't mean that he is mature or he's old.
Yeah.
He's physically big, but he's still just a 7th grader.
Just a I would go with him. Like, but if he has a friend with him, I would. Okay. A friend that's like less than 2 feet tall.
But I'd say that he's old enough to, and he actually has someone else to go with. So.
I would agree with. I would agree like Jacob.
Well, at that time,
What's happening over here? Have we
We've chosen.
already chosen?
Yeah.
Did you actually talk about the questions?
Yes.
What's the best question? What is your question?
Would you be scared of his gang, and why?
If you were Max or if you were Kevin? Or
If you were Max.
okay, so add that. If you were Max, would you be afraid of Tony D and his gang? Explain. So is that what level is that question? Do you guys know? Is it a 2 or a 3? I think it's a 2. Because what George is doing, he's putting us in Max's shoes. He's putting us in the book.
Max's shoes are big.
What's that?
I said Max's
Those are
shoes
big.
are big.
By the sound of your volume, it sounds like people are having really strong conversations. Okay, lower your volume a little bit. That group's already got what they think is their best question. Take a second and try to figure out what your best question is.
Kevin. If you were Max and Kevin, what would you name if you were Max and Kevin? Not you and your friend.
Well, we're both short, so.
No.
This was a question that I had heard the other day, but I think it still can be asked for this chapter as well. In fact, it could be asked for any chapter. Okay, who are our main characters?
Max.
We have Max and we have Kevin.
But also freaks.
Wow, okay, good catch on that one. Good. Okay, so one of the good questions I've heard is, would you rather be Max or Kevin? Would you rather be Max? Think about everything you know about Max, or would you rather be Kevin?
I'm going to say
I'm wondering if one of you guys think that that's a good question, and if you do, maybe you bring that to our whole group discussion.
Can I say my question?
Am I right? Is that a good question?
Yeah, I'll take that.
My question.
I was pretty blown away when I heard that question.
I think my question is the best question here, though. It's what would you name yourself if you were Max and Kevin, and you were asked by the couple, what would you name yourself?
That is a really good question as well.